Better. There we go. Can you all hear us now?
Yes. Check, check. 1, 2, 3.
There we go. I think you can probably all hear it. Yeah. There we go. There we go. All fixed. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Let's start again. Hang on. Here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's watch party. First time round. Not a redo. It's a mulligan. Anyway, as always, I'm Andrew. I'm joined by Dom, and today we're watching the 1990 classic Total Recall, which we're really looking forward to. As we said earlier, which of course unless you're a lip reader or telepathic, you couldn't hear, we said there's only been one Total Recall movie, and that's the movie made in 1990. That's our story, and we're sticking to it. So, everybody, today's sync point will be due to the various releases around the world, thanks to our great friend Chaosphere for pointing out his copy being a little different. Just as the Corolco logo starts to fade in is where we'll press play today. So let's go through, everybody, and we'll do a roll call while everyone gets sorted. So joining us over on YouTube, we've got Immortal Rimus, Mad Matt, our CEO Robin, sorry boss man. We've got Seppuku, Zachary Scholes, and Cute Cult. Welcome. And then when we go over to our amazing Discord community, I can see we have James Hellier, Eric, Chaosphere. Thank you again. Robin's joined us there as well. Sharon, Phonic, Edward the Black Prince, Lizard Man, and Green Raptor, Calbot, and if I see anyone else, I'll say hello to you. So, a couple of things to get through, guys. Firstly, it's the last day to back Aliens Expanded, well, to go through the Aliens Expanded consultation with us, to have a look at that. So please go to go to our socials for the Aliens Expanded. And we do have a little bit of sad news that we just heard before we came on out. Unfortunately, the legendary Uhura from Star Trek, Nichelle Nichols, has passed. So we'd like to send our sincere condolences out to everybody who was a fan of hers and her friends and family, and she'll be greatly missed, and she was a real pioneer.
For sure. It's incredibly sad news.
Exactly. But we'll talk a little bit about Aliens Expanded as well through this, because there's some people who think kind of Total Recall and Aliens and the universe is maybe a bit shared as well. So go to aliens-expanded.com to get involved in the consultation. So, Dom, when did you first see this film?
I remember going to my local video rental store, which was a corner shop on the corner of my street, and I was always fascinated by the box art for this movie, the weird triangular image with Arnie's face. Being a huge Arnie fan, I kept pestering my family to rent it. They never did, so I saw it at a friend's house. One of my friends who showed me Creepshow and several other horror films. I picked up Total Recall assuming it was a horror film. I don't know why. I think the artwork just gave me that impression, and the rating, I think. So we just stuck it on, watched it, loved every second of it. I did have some. I was terrified of all of the rubber Arnie heads. They gave me so many nightmares. So to me, it was a horror film, but a great movie, and I quote it like on an almost daily basis. It's one of those films.
Let's go with the countdown anyway, Dom. Get this party on the road. So if you can do the countdown, please.
Everyone, we can start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play.
Oh, I love you used to know when it was a Korolko logo, it was going to be a good time.
Yeah.
And a Basil Poledouris score. It's a great time. But yeah, I mean, just getting back to what Robin was saying earlier, Aliens Expanded, our really exciting project, the deep dive into aliens with Ian Nathan, let's face fact, the guru of most things, if not all things alien related.
For sure, yeah.
Is one of the main people involved in it. It's going to be absolutely fantastic going behind the scenes and just going all the way into it. I'm really looking forward to that. But back to tonight, I love these credits. They're just really kind of, I don't know, there's just something really kind of cool about them. Well, Eric in the Discord is saying this music reminds me of Conan. It's Basil Poledouris who wrote the Conan score. So that quite often composers do borrow bits of themes, etc. From themselves, yeah. And Ronnie Cox.
It's an amazing cast. It really is.
It really is. It is. Michael Ironside is, yeah.
Ironside is always amazing, regardless of what he does.
Oh, was this Jerry Goldsmith, Gary? Oh, I do apologise. Gary in the chat that's saying it's actually Jerry Goldsmith doing the thing. I thought it was Basil Poledouris. I do apologise.
Yeah, Jerry Goldsmith's credit just rolled up.
Oh, there we go. Then I do apologise, everyone. I thought it. Call me wrong. It was. I thought it was a Basil Poledouris score, but it's Jerry Goldsmith who. Oh, and the legendary Rob Bottin there.
Legendary, the man who gave me so many nightmares. And of course, yes, originally the story was originally by Philip K. Dick.
Yep.
Dan O'Bannon. Yeah. Linking the...
Camos is just saying, sorry, on the time code. Okay, we'll just come up to 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Welcome as well. There's a man saying Ironside, Michael Ironside played Darkseid in Superman Justice League cartoon. Quite frankly, it's his best role. He was tremendous as Darkseid. Yes, Immortal Rumors. Sir Michael Ironside is always a badass.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I know that Mars doesn't look red when you're on the surface, but can it? Can we just wear glasses when we eventually land there?
Put it like this, if I went to Mars and it wasn't red, I'd be really disappointed.
We fly you to the surface of the planet. You step foot on, you just go, yeah, I thought it'd be redder.
No, I'll get there and go, oh, it's not red. I want to go home.
Yeah, kind of boring, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the most British thing we could possibly do. Be disappointed when we land on an alien planet.
Yep. Oh.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
The initial nightmare.
Oh.
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 Whew.
Do you know what? I don't recall ever really having any dreams or nightmares where I wake up dripping in sweat like that.
Likewise, I don't think anyone does. It's such a common trope, though, that you think it does exist, don't you?
Mm.
Every time I wake up from a nightmare, it's always just opening my eyes and realizing I'm present.
Ooh, morning breath kisses. Is it Sharon Stone?
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing very young Sharon Stone. Lizardman saying somewhere over that ridge, Matt Damon is riding around listening to 70s disco. That is a tremendous film. The Martian. I absolutely love it. Apart from there's a big flaw in the movie, which we'll go into another time.
The Iron Man thing?
No, okay, quickly. The flaw in the film is he survives by growing potatoes that are there for his Thanksgiving dinner.
Ah, yes.
All food sent into space is irradiated by NASA to ensure that no microbes survive on it to allow anything to grow or spoil. So they would have been irradiated potatoes, which means they wouldn't be able to germinate. But apart from that, it was great. But it would have been a short film because he would have died of starvation quite early on.
Exactly. There'd be no film otherwise.
Is
first thing every couple should do when they wake up is brush their damn teeth.
What's that piece of artwork behind him? Is it a metal board with pictures of eggs on it?
Either that or seashells or awful Jason Voorhees. Or Pepsi can in the background.
That's right. Oh, Green Raptor, time to hit up the big bag of popcorn. Why's the lid not on the ketchup? Is that going in his smoothie too? Look, the lid's not on the bottle.
There's also a half-made ham sandwich next to it.
Do you know what, though? Now, one of the things by the end, it doesn't matter, because most people have seen this. If you've not seen this before, put your fingers in your ears. But at the end of the movie, you query in your mind, is this a dream or is this real, the whole movie by the end? And the more I'm looking at it now with the mind that I think the whole thing's a dream, that there's just random things. Because if you recall, forgive the pun, when you dream, quite often it's your mind sorting things out you've seen during the day. So maybe, there you go, the lid's now on the ketchup randomly.
You just saw that on the news. Why is that your first thought? Warzone. Let's go there.
Edward the Black Prince says, yes, honey, after hearing and seeing the rebels getting gunned down, I think it's the perfect place to raise a kid.
Is that Kinder Egg on the TV in the background there?
I'm not sure.
Not TV, like a radio?
Yeah, we want to hear everyone's theories, Lizard Man, about this movie. You know, through it all at the end, wherever.
Ah, Ronnie.
Oh, Ronnie's a legend, and in reality, he's a lovely man.
Yeah, it's always the case. Those that play the most despicable, vile villains usually turn out to be the nice guys. Isn't that a gas giant?
I don't know. Sharon's saying vacation on Mars, Airbnb, perhaps.
I mean, yeah. No Airbnb. I'm starting to think the Pepsi can in the background is an art piece, which is
Might be.
concerning. I I do love that this jacked up
Yeah.
beefcake of an Adonis is just some construction worker.
He really likes doing construction.
Isn't he a pencil pusher in the construction? No, he's not. That's Fred Flintstone in something else.
Yes.
Because
This stranger is a.
he uses a jackhammer, doesn't he?
Yeah, he just does. But we're not far away from some. Well, we've got this now that we'll see with the technology, with the where like they have the security where you walk around and it.
Yep.
They can basically see you as this. That's something we've basically got now. And they're using airports at the moment.
Yeah.
Exactly, Sharon. X-rays like that at airports now.
Yeah, the technology that they've been predicting in this film has pretty much.
Yeah.
Him over
is saying, I assume the construction site is his gym.
Yes. The world is my gym.
But look, if you look at it, again, going with the dream thing, his dream that maybe was within his dream is exactly the footage in the commercial.
Yeah. And the doctor. If you could have memories implanted in your head, would you do it?
I don't know. No, not really. I'd rather live the experience before getting the memory.
Isn't the nostalgia always? But I mean, oh my God, look at this guy's arms.
Yeah.
Look at every other schlubby guy.
Yeah, but look, he's the only one not struggling with the drill.
The drill's struggling with him.
Do you get the feeling this does seem rather kind of set up because it's like they're all jackhammering for no real reason.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other theory, isn't it? That he discounts Danny DeVito. It's Tall DeVito. But yeah, that's the other theory, that he's a planted agent and all this is fake. I don't know where this was filmed, but good God, it's amazing that the buildings that they walk through are fantastic. You can't really place them in a time or place.
I've worked in weird and big offices. They tend to be municipal buildings built sort of in the 80s. Let me have a quick look and see where recall headquarters
kind of technology is something that we bloody need. Like with the Fifth Element as well, like quick nail colorings. Why aren't we there yet? Why can't I just pick a color of my nails and paint them immediately? Science is failing us.
There we go. Apparently, Mad Matt says it was a Mexican military academy.
Oh.
Thank you, Mad Matt. Oh, that man looks like he's lifted out an infomercial.
Oh, yeah.
I know, Carl, we're very sad, and we mentioned it earlier. Carl Bienvenu just said that Nichols has passed. Yeah, we acknowledged it at the start of the show. It is sad. She did live a long life, but she'll be greatly missed. That's good. That's a good point, Sharon. I have memories of what I did yesterday. What if they were implants? How would I know if everyone around was really telling me that? Yeah. Don't. It's going to make you all go cross-eyed and confused if you go too much into it.
I'd be totally fine having memories implanted in me. Bring it on.
I wonder if it's a DoubleTree by Hilton and you have to pay extra if you want a second cookie when you check in for the memory as well. I'm going to say it now as well. The complimentary cookie at DoubleTree Hilton's is overrated with a secret recipe. It's all right.
Again, the most British like complaints we can have. So, it's fine.
I'd better. I love the fact they've got statistics of fatalities.
Yeah, of course. Just realized how 90s his outfit is. It's like bled over from the 80s, but like that green with the brown, it just.
I got a bad stomach on the second day.
Weirdly, there are like little like alternate reality games like this.
Yeah.
Like the Who Done It.
Exactly. Sorry, Mad Matt picked up on it. Buckaroo Banzai quote, no matter where you go, there you are.
There you are. Yeah. I don't want to spoil it for you, but I'm spoiling it for you.
Spoiling it for you. I don't want to spoil it for you, but I'm going to tell you every plot point of your memories you'll be getting.
Such a cool shot.
Yep, exactly. Immortal Grimace. 90 to 91 was one prolific year for Arnie. Kindergarten Cop, Total Recall, and Terminator 2, maximum peak of his powers.
For sure.
Yeah.
What happened to like cool looking tech as well? As the 90s kind of came in and the 2000s came in.
We're just going to show you some concept art from the movie.
Yeah, it's great art. So I got distracted by the art. But yeah, technology became so muted. It didn't look cool. There was no like blinking lights and awesome overly designed things. It's all like realistic to a certain degree. Like Minority Report looks cool, but
yeah,
not like 80s cool. Not
no.
Like
well, it's 80s, 90s cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Phonic, it is a Proton branded TV with a Sony font.
Yes.
Plastic.
You're terrifying.
Yeah.
Athletic, voluptuous.
Again, I'm getting weird science vibes here with the body designing for women.
So creepy having them just be so excited about their work.
They really enjoy their jobs.
Yeah, I've never met an employee outside of, well, people who work fast food at In-N-Out who are like happy with their jobs. And us, of course, us at Creative EC, we're very happy with our jobs.
Your implant's showing, Dom. I wonder if that's actually Arnie in like doing the weights in that video.
Yeah, just pumping iron.
Yeah.
And don't forget, you're my #1 customer. Jingle All the Way is amazing. It's my favorite Christmas film. I've just realized the basis of all of my Arnie impressions are from these few grunts.
Exactly.
That's how I get into character. Just
James Howard just says, and this is the point from which that everything happens is his dying of fantasy.
Yeah.
It could be.
Oof.
Yeah, it could be they've just tranked him so much that they've just OD'd him, and he's gonna. Yeah. That could be what's killing him. If you believe that he's dying, because they've just tranked him
again and again and again.
Yeah.
So both fan theories are simultaneously correct.
So, for those who have seen the movie before, which I'm assuming nearly everyone has, who believes this actually happens to him, and who believes this is all a dream of some kind?
Yeah, to steal from Carla, a 1 in the chat if you believe the movie actually happens, and a 2 if you believe it's a dying fantasy.
Yeah. And no one is correct, right, wrong, correct, whatever, because it's all what you make of it. 3 from Calbot, yes to both.
Yes to both. Do you think at some point a Johnny Cab-esque kind of face in self-driving cars are going to be a thing because people are too unnerved about having nothing driving them?
I don't know. Oh, Gary says he's a replicant. Ooh.
Always talky, bloody taxi drivers, even when they're robots.
Yeah. Well, they all appear to be electric cars, like the world's getting to now, so it got that right. Exactly, Sharon. The whole movie makes you wonder what's real and what's not.
Imagine if this is just like an aggressive attempt to go for a drink.
Exactly. They haven't literally just got his favorite beer lined up in the bar for him. It's actually a surprise birthday party they're trying to take him to, and he just slaughters his work colleagues who are trying to take him to it. You know, it's actually an elaborate practical joke leading up to a surprise. Yeah.
Just karate chopped his head in 2.
Oh.
I'm not sure what dislocated first, his spine or his shoulder.
It's this one. Oh. Emil Frumis says, I'm going to go with Dream, but if Philip K. Dick was live day and we asked him, he would probably tell us that he would enjoy all our never tell us he enjoy all our theories too much. Well, that's fantastic. And that's what's the genius about this film is it's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. Happy birthday banner drops. Yeah, and this technology is already here now, isn't it? With like,
Yep.
Peloton, the you can cycle. Come on.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Phonic's saying playing with the tennis racket inside is not a good idea, but it's like she never leaves the apartment.
Yeah.
So there is an element, it's a very Truman Show in part of this.
Yeah. Why is he so sweaty?
Okay, let's go with that. What if this actually takes place in the Truman Show universe? It was rebooted years later. And this is the follow-up to the Truman Show. Yeah, the Doug Show. It's like a follow-up to the Truman Show. But the oh.
FaceTime.
Yeah, I mean that's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
The idea of video calling. I mean that was that was kind of even Star Trek, etc.
Yeah.
I'll say as well, she's very messy because a load of those bottles and things are there from the morning before he left for work.
Yeah, just left him there. I mean, she had a busy day of tennis.
Oh, Immortal Rimus, that's a good one. Maybe the Truman Show has multiple reality shows going on in domes around the world.
Oh, yeah. Who's watching then? I guess the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Oh.
I do like the fact they've given her the over-the-top kung fu kind of whipping through the air sounds when she's punching and kicking.
Why is the one thing in the sink crystal clean?
Ooh. I'll just kill her too. You killed everyone else.
Exactly. So we've gone from is Total Recall a dream or does it happen in reality to a lot of the world is a Truman Show dome for aliens that are watching humanity.
I'll go with it.
Yeah. Hey, at least it means we're entertaining enough to keep around.
So people are watching me and you, Dom, while we're watching this.
Yeah.
But then who's watching the people watching us?
Probably the cockroaches.
Yeah, probably. That was a very subtle look behind him. Hey, I'm trying to seduce you. Hang on, I'm talking to the telly, yes. Oh, Calbot, no. Saying whoever's watching me is bored out their skull. No, not at all. And Sharon saying the enemy of the state question.
Clever girl. That's another thing I quote on a routine basis.
In the future, everyone will live in shopping centres.
Yep.
You
Now
can
if go
actually,
by
you can
Dreadnought-
actually, up the road from me, there's a shopping centre with apartments built in it.
God, things are that bad in Wales, eh?
No, they're really expensive as well.
Oh yeah. GPS tracking.
So the blonde guy there is Michael Champion, who plays a character called Helm. I just remember him from quite a few shows. And
Why does no one wear a tie in this future?
we've evolved beyond them. I'd read Black Princess because ties suck.
Well,
That's a cool effect, though.
yeah.
Cool shot of him jumping through the. It's just a great movie. It moves at such a good pace as well.
It does, and once it kicks off, you don't really slow down.
Mm.
There's moments of peace, but there's always that lingering threat of being chased.
Oh yeah. Mildrum is saying, Mildrum says, if there are entities watching each of us in their own lives and don't sell yourself short, as many around the world actually pay money to watch people sleep on live Twitch streams.
Yeah. Never put yourself down, to quote Nicolas Cage. Never shit on yourself. The world does that plenty, so don't shit on yourself.
They really don't care, these guys, do they? And Arnie's, that's a little brutally, is using someone literally as a human shield.
He was already shot. He's more useful now as a human shield than he was in life as a...
There's a little
really
harsh,
made the most
though.
out of him.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., says Matt. Oh, the squelch as they just tread on the bodies.
Squish. You could tell the 90s were coming. So much marble flooring.
Yeah. That's me in London when I'm trying to catch the tube for a meeting and I'm late.
Yeah, just break one of the things.
Break the window in, jump through.
Yeah, it's very unrealistic if it was London. You wouldn't be able to squeeze in.
No, that's true.
The other passengers would also beat you before you had the chance to get in.
And the window would probably be broken already.
Yeah.
On a real life holiday on a CGI spaceship, we're just showing you behind me.
Yep. Like the last Starfighter.
Speaking of that.
Why have two screens?
Well, it could be just the car has a dashboard that's like... Bear in mind, my car has multiple screens on the dashboard.
That's fair.
Multiple LCD screens on the dashboard that, in theory, could be anything if it wanted to be.
Send in the Ed 209.
I'm going to turn the twisty dial that tunes the signal.
You're cutting out, going through a tunnel.
Hotel Ritz. Myrtle Rimis is saying Dennis Bullett's squibs in movies.
Yeah, squibs are great.
Yeah. Green Raptor's saying, how do you think they would have covered that incident up anyway? Well, in this universe, apparently the company are in so much control of everything. You can assume they're supposed to be very similar to OCP. They control the police. They just kill any police investigation and frame either Quaid or some other individual for the crime.
Mm. Oh, that's a smart camera trick for with the mirror.
Yeah. The thing is, we never really know who this guy is.
No, yeah, never really brought up.
He's Mr. Exposition.
Mm-hmm. He must have wet a towel on his head.
Basil Exposition, as Mad Matt says, yeah.
See, the real crux of this is that payphones just don't exist anymore.
That's right.
They took out our exits to the Matrix.
Verhoeven always has old women giving abuse and being abused in his movies.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm thinking of just he always has basically old people being abused or giving abuse.
It's the way it should be.
This is still less dangerous than some Uber journeys I've taken in the past.
I love how all these future cars, they're all sleek, designed like a micro
yeah,
machine.
but that's what concept cars were supposed to look like. I bet you'll find a lot of these. A lot of these probably featured in Back to the Future 2 at some point, even though it was made before this. They'll be shared between the Hill Valley scene where lots of sort of concept cars and futuristic cars were just plastered everywhere. That's a good point, Mad Matt. Why a joystick optional? Was Johnny Cab sitting on that? Well, you would assume that if it was there for, say, like a mechanic to drive the cab to do maintenance at the yard or something, it would have like some kind of locking mechanism to stop him just randomly driving it. Yes, Green Raptor, that's Robert Picardo doing the voice of Johnny Cab.
Oh, these poor rats. And that one is totally not phased, though.
Not at all.
Monopoly money.
Hmm. That's a really weird thing for him to have just acquired.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, I would say that Program to Explode when you don't pay the fare on the Johnny cab, it's maybe not very economical for them because, you know, the ride fare, if they get stiffed on it, is maybe going to be, you know, $20, $30 or whatever. But surely a cab has to be a magnitude more.
Maybe. I hope so anyway.
Ah, look, for something later in the movie. Do you recognize that gold-looking coat? Just he's pulled out the
Yeah.
box.
I just
I wonder
thought
if
that.
I wonder if we'll see that again soon. Get ready for a big surprise. Again, wonder if that'll come up again soon.
No shit. Just realized that Moon Knight stuff. Like, how did they not advertise it as a total recall in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I'm not sure with that, but
What is he eating?
it's like fudge, I think, isn't it? Is it fudge? Is it a piece of like malt loaf bread or something? Yeah, it'd be kind of cool if literally just around the corner, RoboCop was targeted,
Gunning down the
calibrating,
villains.
calibrating his gun while Lewis sleeps on a pile of iron bars.
On the rafters, we've got Harrison Ford dangling off the edge of the building.
That's right. I can't believe we're best part of a good third, if not half of the way through the movie now. This bit always makes me,
Yeah.
This bit.
Oh.
This bit. As a child, I managed to push a plastic bead up my nose once, and it was lodged about there. And I had something that felt very similar to, well, it wasn't like that, but the hospital did put like a little grabber thing up my nose when I was a child to pull it out. And yeah, that always makes me think of that, the feeling of something going around inside my sinuses, like a little grabby claw thing.
I do like how other Arnie is just watching almost gleefully, like, yeah, you remove that thing from your brain. Yeah, Sharon said, if you were talking to yourself, would you listen to yourself? I don't think I would. I think I'm too stubborn to listen to myself. What about you, Andrew? Would you listen to your own words of wisdom?
No. When I was younger, certainly not. I thought I knew everything. Now I realize I don't.
Yeah, that's the secret of adulthood. You realize that you don't know anything.
Exactly. I love the fact that rats are actually fighting over the
nougat.
Well, the whatever it is, yeah.
Just waiting for a rat to flick out a pocket knife.
But the rats are really determined. They're not scared by all the gunfire. Are they? They're just like, yep.
Yeah, they're fine. Lizard Man saying, playing Red Faction and Mass Effect 3, talking about getting your ass to Mars. I've been playing so much Doom 3 lately. So I'm expecting demons to pop out soon. Kill them all. Oh, rub that screen.
It's a great fade, though.
It's
a great sort of transition. Well, now we have a time jump where he just suddenly gets to Mars without, it's not shown sort of his journey of how he got his tickets or anything like that.
No, that's true. Well, that's good. I'd rather not watch the boring travel parts of the movie. Yeah, this is giving me strong Doom 3 vibes. Oh, yeah. Look. That coat.
Yep.
This is how I feel whenever I go through security. They look at me like they just don't trust me. Admittedly, I'm not. I don't.
You aren't trustworthy.
I'm not, no.
Now we see another science fiction legend. Who can tell me who that science fiction legend is and what we've seen him in? I know our Discord and YouTube communities can. And in fact, he appears in a watch party in next week's watch party. Mm. There we go. Mad Matt got it.
Took a couple of seconds.
Mad Matt, can you tell me what next week's watch party will be that he's in? Mm. It's Mark Alimo.
What kind of direction do you think she was given?
I have no idea. That's right, Mad Matt. Next week's watch party will be The Last Starfighter. And we'll remiss that the sort of the troop police commander is played by Mark Lamy, who plays Goldicat in Deep Space Nine, who was masterful in that. This is just such a cool scene.
Also another nightmare scene that I had.
It really is. Very iconic sci-fi scene, though.
Mm-hmm.
And now we hear...
Boom. Oof, yep, not good. Oh, Mad Matt. Well, that sucks. How could you?
Oh, it's just such a cool set with everyone blowing out into the wilderness of Mars.
The great Martian plains.
Lizardman says, oh, just have a convenient metal door to clamp down like every sci-fi thing ever. It's a science fiction trope, isn't it? There must be metal doors that come down and lock everything off. This is a cool scene as well.
It's a very cool scene. Any behind the scenes footage of how they made this shot is glorious.
Yeah. Yeah, Sharon, that's true. You would think the glass would be a bit more bulletproof than that. You can tell he's evil. He's got his hair slicked back.
Yep. It's the sign of evil. I like he's got a little goldfish bowl there. And a Roomba? What is that thing on the floor?
Oh. Basically, he is playing Dick Jones in space. Yeah. Yep. Dick Jones in space. The delivery is that basically all that's happened is Paul Verhoeven just said, right, you know how you played Dick Jones in RoboCop? Same.
Do it again.
Do it again. Lizardman says, if he's playing Space Dick Jones, will his arms elongate suddenly when he dies? Or maybe his arms elongated so long he pulled himself to Mars.
That's how he got there.
Yeah. That's a good point, Immortal. It's cheap domes, cheap glass, so they can save money just like a greedy future megacorp. Because this is basically OCP in space. Yeah, Eric, that would have been nice to see some Ed 209 units marching around in the wilderness there.
Ah, yes. We're about to get to the highlight of the film for childhood dumb.
Hmm.
Ah, yes, the Hilton.
The Space Hilton.
Better than a Space Motel 6.
Well, it's not that. It's... Can you imagine, with the uplift of it being in Mars, what the minibar charges are if you even look at the drinks in the minibar?
Yeah, you consider the drinks. It's like, oh, yep.
Oh, wow, there's a sharper image there behind them.
Mm.
You see, do you know how I know this is totally a false vision of the future? There's no space Starbucks there.
Yeah, exactly. There's a gift shop, though.
Yeah, no space Starbucks. You know that, when humanity ends, it'll be the cockroaches and Starbucks that are left.
No, they were taken down in the, oh God, what is it in Demolition Man? The fast food wars?
Oh, yeah. The franchise wars.
The franchise wars.
That's the franchise wars. Mad Max says Mars Bucks.
Mars Bucks.
I'm going to just quick British thing with a Britain America for you, Dom. Tell me of your disappointment the first time you bought an American Mars bar.
Oh, God, it was horrifying. Yeah, any American chocolate is just inferior in every single possible plausible way.
Yes.
Whenever my family come back from the UK, one of the main things I ask for is imports of chocolate.
Yeah. We've got
ooh, that stunt guy.
Some really, really cool stunt work in this.
He took a face full of barrel.
And the newspaper is Mars Today.
Yep. The usual.
Exactly. More from us saying, what I really love about sci-fi films set in different worlds back There's imagination in designing small details such as Mars Today type newspaper and other future versions of products. Yeah, I quite like that. Yeah. Exactly, Ragnar. The speed in this movie is very impressive.
Mars red light district.
That's right. Ooh. You see, I don't think this film is sponsored by Pepsi necessarily, because we saw a load of prominent Coca-Cola marketing earlier.
Yeah.
No, thank you. See, he's a good man. He's a kind man.
Gotta give the
well, Mad Matt's
money.
saying Coke on Earth, Pepsi on Mars. Well, no, we saw Pepsi in his apartment. Oh, they've got a Jack in. They've got a Jack in the Box there as well, but it's in the. Yeah, that's accurate. It's in the grotty part of town.
You're saying that the Jack in the Box survived the franchise wars, but Starbucks didn't.
Yeah, but it's in the really dive part of town.
Yeah,
so it's business hasn't changed much. Yes.
Mars Burger. This is one of the best lit bars I've ever seen. KSVL wants Jack in the Box now.
And here we go. The infamous scene.
Then a gorgeous Martian with 3 big hooters comes out.
Yep.
And he's Dean Norris.
I don't know, Motorimus. Maybe Korolko played both Coke and Pepsi to gain maximum product placement for money in the film without telling any of them. Maybe.
I want to know what the beers are. I'm seeing craft something.
No, the beers aren't. If you look, there's a big sign on the wall for like Miller or Coors behind Molina.
Oh God, the undercover hooker.
One thing I'm picking up on this is how many of these cast were reused in Total Recall. Not Total Recall, in the Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Like Dean Norris, who plays Tony.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, Hank in
Breaking Bad.
Maybe his identity is that of Doogie Howser MD grown up. When he calls
Could
himself
be.
Howser.
Oh yeah, Doug Hauser.
It is. Oh God. It's Doug. It's Doogie Howser.
This is why he dropped his doctorate and became a construction worker. Oh, Doug Quaid. Sorry, yeah, he's not Doug Hauser, is he?
He's the third Quaid brother. Doug Quaid.
Oh God. The lighting in this is great as well.
It is. It just feels claustrophobic, like it's built in a mine. It is built in an old kind of.
All the red tinting. Is this meant to be neon or just like the Martian sunset?
I think it's supposed to be red neon here.
Also, those doors are terrible. They don't. There's holes in them.
Yep.
What privacy would you get?
Everyone's got the same. Again, something that gives, in my mind, the thought of the whole is a fantasy he's playing out in his mind, is that it plays out much like a spy movie, with the fact the beautiful woman has a gun and the bar is very sort of typical what you'd imagine a space bar to be. There's even a robot stood up there posing.
Yeah, just stood there.
It is kind of a space James Bond fantasy, isn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I didn't stick those channels on my TV. They don't appear on my bill, please.
My finger slipped. I didn't order it on purpose.
Yeah. This is where some of the doubts start to come into things. Sharon's saying, how long would a trip to Mars take? It depends, I guess, on how fast the craft you were in could travel.
Yeah.
We don't know if they can perform faster than light travel. I mean, let's get scientific for a minute. So if you were able to travel at the speed of light to Mars, it would take 182 seconds to get there. But if we assume that they're not traveling, it's 14 minutes for light to get here from Mars. But, you could assume it's a couple of days. So it's not out of the realms of reality of, much faster than we'd have to go.
True. A lot of Ursula K. Le Guin's books deal with the idea of traveling with consciousness rather than actual physical traveling. And that concept to me has always seemed more like the future. Very similar to like Star Trek teleportation, where your physical body disintegrates and you're remade at the other end. It is interesting that at no point does he question it.
No.
Always like, no, this is bullshit.
Oh, Mad Matt, Mission to Mars. Okay, now let me tell you, there's a ride at Disney World in Epcot called Mission Space.
Mm.
It is the most brutal ride. Mad Matt might know about this, and some of the audience might know about this. There's a ride called Mission to Space that's basically a centrifuge. And they had to, after a few weeks, it's the only ride in Disney World with vomit bags on it.
Oh.
And what it is basically it simulates taking off and flying a spaceship to Mars. A few months after opening it, they had to split effectively the ride capacity in half and turn it into Mission Space Green as well as Orange. Yeah, Orange is so harsh with the centrifuge action that you get into. Yeah, it is literally like flying into space. You're being held back in your seat like this. You can't do anything.
Incredible.
Yeah,
people there?
Yeah, it's there. People have passed out on it, collapsed when they've come off it. The staff who man the ride have special first aid training.
Gonna have to give that a shot then.
Yeah, when you're in Epcot, you need to go. Eric saying, did the Matrix get the idea from this movie? Quite possibly. Quite possibly, the Matrix was inspired by this, amongst other things.
A single bead of sweat.
Now, who can tell me? So we've got another one of the infamous Star Trek family here. Who can tell me his most famous role that we're seeing here for this Doctor?
Oof.
Ow. Oh. He was Sharon. He was in The Next Generation.
Trying to remember where in The Next Generation he was in.
Yeah. That's right. Green Rapper's got it. He was
Yes!
Karami, the strategy. Yeah, he beat Data. And then Data just led him to a stalemate on the second time around.
Yeah. Yeah, Blessed Man saying you might say the sweat is proof that this is all real, but it could have been him being worried for his patient. It could have just been his delusion as well. I mean, the moment he was killed, the wall literally exploded and his sense of reality started to fall apart.
Because she's rather indiscriminately just shooting a bunch of people as soon as she steps out a lift without being forewarned with knowledge.
Mm. You know what's funny?
What?
You know that movie that doesn't exist that's a remake of this?
Yes.
I can't remember if they even tackle the
I've seen bits of that alleged movie and I can't remember anything of it.
Ooh.
Good shot.
Very good shot.
Exactly, more from us. The last guy she shot might have been a hotel guest walking to the elevator. Well, we know he wasn't walking to Starbucks.
He's still chewing gum.
Yep.
Future gum never goes, never loses its flavor. Why does every shirt in this film like not fit Arnie as well? Not in the way you'd expect either. It hangs off of him.
Exactly, Chaos Sphere. Richter is Space Bodica.
Mm.
That's the thing. I mean, Elizabeth saying, I mean, how would Melina be right there? It seems overly convenient. She got her issues, just got over issues with him just now. The evidence that the real, it's real, are the scenes not seen from Quaid's viewpoint. How else would he know what's going on elsewhere?
It could just be, again, his mental...
It could be if it's his story playing out, that the story had memories of other events to support things that were going on, so he wouldn't have questions. Effectively, they implant a novel into his mind.
Yeah. And the human brain's complicated. I am imagining what my wife is currently doing in like the back of my head while watching this. So that could be his subconscious making up stories about what people are doing. And it fast forwards things like travel where nothing happens.
Exactly.
Good filmmaking or a dream.
But you see, isn't it convenient that it just so happens, look, that Benny's cab suddenly drives up for them?
Yeah.
At the right time. Yeah, Lizardman says a henchman with some sense. Yeah, well, he's going to fail his next henchman, his next henchman performance review. Well, John, I'm afraid that on the 28th of March, you showed some common sense. Now, this isn't a key objective that we look for in our henchman.
In our henchman?
Yes. You should be blindly following the lead henchman.
Exactly. Why weren't you using that boomstick from the beginning?
I love this comedy enormous gun just... Exactly, Lizard Man. And everything the Doctor says is about to happen. Not only did the wall literally crumble, and the second he killed him, but the plot goes off the rails and it becomes incredibly convoluted, as if Quaid is making it up as he goes along.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Fraglord saying, finally, welcome Fraglord, by the way, finally some more sci-fi-ish weapons, but we don't... I'm happy there's no laser guns in this.
Yeah.
I don't need laser guns in everything.
It grounds it a little more.
Yeah.
Plus, you can't have squibs if you have lasers.
Well, you can. It's like that scene in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Oh, she didn't need to die. Does seem a little bit of yes, it's a very violent scene, but it seems a little bit pointless. That if you want knowledge from some people, don't kill everybody in the building.
Yeah, it's the worst way to get information. But I guess he has lost his wife. Little
But we are
unhinged.
seeing a little person though with a machine gun, which is kind of cool, on a bar gunning people down.
How many more windows can we jump through in this film?
Exactly. Immortal was saying, I love some of the future guns in Cyberpunk 2077, especially the smart weapons akin to Tom Selleck's Runaway with bullets that follow your enemies.
Was Gene Simmons was the villain in that, right?
He was, and that was a watch party we did with Joey Kramer and our friend Oliver Harper.
Yeah,
because Joey appeared in
Joey's
that film
it as well. Yeah,
that's right. I kind of think that the henchman that's now dead should have been made the boss.
yeah.
Tony's okay. He's just got a bullet wound.
Minor
Tony's
flesh wound.
Tony's the MVP here. That's right, James. Joey was Tom Selleck's son in Runaway.
Almost eaten alive by robot spiders.
That inject you with acid poison. I need to check something. I just saw another little person, and I'm not sure if it was Deep Roy. Just as an extra. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. Let me have a look. I wasn't, unfortunately, but yep. Turning off the fan reminds us of the 40-degree weather we're having in England every so often at the moment. Was Sharon saying, I remember being in the school cafeteria discussing the ending of Empire Strikes Back at length and theories and possibilities. They were the good old days. And Fraglord saying, now we can discuss Covenant and Prometheus, how lucky we are. Well, let me tell you, when the reboot of Battlestar Galactica was on the air, and it was the whole thing about who are the final 5 Cylons. In the office I worked in, we had a whiteboard and spent an afternoon strategizing and working out and ticking people off. Who could? Now we know where Salt Bay got his moves from.
Good practical effect.
It is.
The real question, though, Andrew, were you correct in any of your whiteboard musings?
One of them. Just one of them. Exactly, Lizard Man. That's Eric's right. There's no air on Mars. That's why it's a product. If you control, if people need something to be able to breathe, to survive, and you can control it, because you can bet in the rich areas, the wealthy areas of Mars, the air isn't turned off in there.
Yeah.
Lizard Man, why is air such a, like in science fiction, such an important thing? It's because the conditions to make a planet habitable are so incredibly remote and rare that for the perfect cocktail that supports our life on this planet and supports life as we know it, we don't know any other planets that have the necessary ingredients to support life. So it's kind of makes sense.
Definitely not in our solar system. There's a bunch of not megaplanets, I can't remember what they're called now, but several like on the skirts of our galaxy that we're aware of, but they're so hideously far away, we can't even send probes there. Oh, that PC cable. Oh, it's beautiful.
That's either a parallel port cable or a 25, apart from it's just disconnected and plugged back in between shots.
Yeah.
It's either a 25-pin parallel port or 25-pin serial cable, or possibly a Centronics, but it's got screw connectors. So I suspect it's either parallel or serial.
Anzi's right. He is the coward in Starship Troopers. We're all gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
They sucked his brains out. Yeah, Verhoeven used a lot of his mates, clearly.
Yeah. This is just such a weirdly cool scene.
Very dad bod. Dad bod is in right now. I've always thought his voice doesn't suit him.
It looks like the reunion of Danny DeVito and Arnie from Twins 2 here.
Oh yeah, like Sharon says, basket case.
Yeah.
Belial. Oh, why wouldn't? Oh, why is he so moist?
Exactly. I was going to say he's really moist and sweaty.
It's gonna be sweaty under there, like hiding the. I don't want to. Just get a napkin and just dab him off a bit first.
Yeah, just dab him off. But surely there was possibly the ability to have a sitcom about Kuato. I mean, I remember reading up on this and the idea that, yes, there is supposedly water on Mars, and if you had the ability to split the hydrogen and the oxygen, you could release the oxygen. But Mars, as far as I'm aware, doesn't have a suitable atmospheric shield like we have.
Correct.
As part of our planet. To keep the air in, it would all just escape off the planet.
And that's the big problem that NASA has, because NASA has this adorable little machine that can actually generate air, breathable air from the particles around it.
Yeah.
It's truly science fiction happening in our time. It can't generate enough air to get even a breath of oxygen, but the fact that the capability is there is amazing. All we need to do is get big domes that shield you from radiation, because the sun will just obliterate you as well, and we can terraform Mars. Yay!
Amazon are opening their first depot shortly.
Yeah, exactly. And rent is already almost as much as it costs to get a 8-foot apartments in San Francisco.
Yeah, Gary's saying dark helmet control the air in space
reading power, isn't it? You just both zone out.
I mean, the film has gone absolutely bonkers right now.
Yeah, I'm getting strong They Live vibes.
Yeah.
All the resistance members just getting attacked.
The problem with it is, it's you wonder how much of it is potentially happening, how much is his dream, and how much is because it's an Arnie film, where he's the central character and the hero and everything, because it's just Arnie. But equally, because is this his dream? He's imagined, is this his implanted memory?
All of the soldiers with their little dome helmets, they look like Bobs from Marathon, an FPS game. Something else I've been playing recently.
Yeah, Sharon. Oh no, Benny, not you.
Stop the reactor. Boy.
Yeah. Exactly, Fraglord headshot again. There's a lot of headshots in this film.
Yeah. Bit rude there, Ronnie. I mean, yeah, Andrew and I have been saying, good God, towel him off with a wet wipe or something, but
yeah,
we need to say it to his face.
Yeah, Lizard Man, I kind of agree with you on some of that. This is why I believe it's a dream. Benny, the random taxi driver, was part of this the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard to buy even for an action movie. It depends how much, though, when you think about how much is supposedly set up as part of this enormous master plan.
Mm.
And Benny was put there as much like his ex-wife as a person to assist him because he always made sure he got him where he needed to go.
Benny's dressed like one of Catwoman's henchmen from the 1960s Batman.
Batman.
I suppose one of the really brilliant things about this film, like you said at the beginning, Andrew, you can take it one way or the other. Yeah.
You do one of about 10 ways, can't you? There's so much.
Yeah.
You can believe what's real and what's not within it. You know, it's entirely down to the viewer to decide. And that's what's something I didn't appreciate, really. When I saw this film as a kid, I just thought it was a cool Arnie action film.
Yeah. And it makes sense. If you look at it from either angle, it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, Eric says, the way I see it, Benny is just one of the henchmen, his mission to insert Quaid, and he did that, yeah, to assist him and nudge him along in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. I love that he filmed this, like in the canon of the film itself.
Gary says, Benny's got 5 kids to feed.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, as Lizman's just saying, it's just as the Doctor claimed. One second he's the hero, next he's apparently the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Miltram is saying, any conveniences in this film are looking more intentional to make us think that it might be a dream. The genius of Verhoeven. I'm sure master auteurs like Hitchcock would be proud. It is. This is such a great movie on other layers than it just been a great action flick.
Yeah.
Exactly, Sharon. The possibility of a forced memory implant or forced memory arrays is the stuff of nightmares. But also, it's now opening up the possibility of the old nurture versus nature. Are the implanted memories going to determine who the person is, or is it deep down who you really are? because, you know, if you implant the memories that someone is a bad person, do they become bad? Or does their underlying personality come out? Or
can you reprogram them?
Or was it something that happened? If we take Hauser, for example, is Quaid the true Hauser, freed from some experiences in his life growing up? Who knows?
Could they even walk like Bobs?
That's a tremendous movie, Fraggle Dark City. Hugely underrated movie.
It is a good one.
You kind of get the feeling as well that they're deliberately, with what they're doing here, as opposed to before, where he's in a similar machine, they're deliberately not giving any anesthetic or painkiller here.
Yeah.
I love this. End up psychotic, just as he stabs the guy in the neck.
Like RoboCop.
Yep. But also, is this in the real world? This being strapped in the chair and the painful thing that's going on is them attempting to get him back to the real world and save him. And that fighting and getting out the chair is him psychologically rejecting the procedure to bring him back.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. That didn't answer any of my questions.
Lord Rummer says, do we have a duality fighting each other inside, and the recall method broke Quaid out of his mental prison made by Hauser?
The poor Bobs. I do love this film's version of Mars. It's beautiful.
What I like about
axe murderer in space. Fraglord. That sounds like some weird sitcom from the 60s.
I mean, one of the things I do like about this with Mars is it does seem a terrible, kind of frightening place, that you're dwarfed by the power of Mars. Even though you're on the planet, you have to stay effectively a prisoner because the planet will kill you soon as, you know. I never like seeing. I'm sure they saved them. I'm sure they didn't let them die. But also look at it this way: that Cohagen's got an obsession with suffocating things. He's doing the people, and now he's fish.
Yeah.
Thank you. Not was saying this watch party tonight is better than any film studies course at any university.
I'm honored.
Lizardman saying, "Oh, what did the fish do? Come on, Cohagen, you got what you want. Give those fish water."
Exactly.
Yeah.
I did see a pyramid when Cohagen was looking out.
Edward saying, so can they not leave? I never got this scene. Do you mean the people suffocating? They can't, because effectively he's engaged the airlocks and turned the air pumps off to them.
Yeah, essentially closed off the district and turned off the air supply.
Because as we saw earlier, the various areas of the colony can be cut off for air to stop air leaks. This scene, see, it's because he worked on that building site. He knows how to operate that big drill thing.
Yeah. So it's Chekhov's pneumatic drill.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ow.
That's not a drill. This is a
A
drill.
drill, yeah. The only bit I'm not quite sure that he could have done, there was plenty of room to get around the drilling machine before. Get around the back of it. Oh, Fraggle, you know the drill, darling.
So many drill puns.
It is. Oh, it's just so quotable, every line. And this is going to be one of the worst deaths ever. Let's be honest, Arnie's arm would be gashed to hell by that giant rotating metal flail grinder thing.
This architecture as well, just wow.
Yeah. Fraglord, good point. Benny did actually get screwed. I'm not sure if that would be a good idea. If you were to basically melt the entire core of a planet to cause it to evaporate, I would be worried. Yeah, I'd be worried that the mantle and the crust might kind of all fall in and collapse without supporting layers. But apart from that, it'll be fine.
Yeah. This is a beautiful set as well. I'd love to run around.
Oh, it is. It really is.
Awesome alien architecture.
I do love a fight on a bridge as well. Bridge fights are always the best. If only Alex Murphy had one of those little hologram wristbands, eh?
Exactly, he'd have been fine.
He would have been fine. Really would have changed RoboCop, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And she's like, I'll have some of that. Runs in with her gun.
Can't let Arnie have all the fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, Mortimer. Is how did the henchmen not at least hit each other in the feet when they were all shooting across it to each other?
Steel-toed boots?
Oh, it's brilliant.
Pretend that NPC just to...
Did anyone ever play laser tag in like the 80s, 90s, or early noughties? This is what you thought laser tag was, and it wasn't really. Yeah. But this is in your mind. This is in your mind what you thought you were doing.
Oh yeah. I was a small kid, so all the laser tag equipment was really heavy on me.
See, now they shoot each other. I know we've got our V fans in here. Who's getting some Ham Tyler vibes from Ironside in the leather jacket with effectively what looks like an Uzi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the third time,
Wow.
fifth.
Wow. Hang on. That guy was also in. Wasn't that guy also just in Total Recall?
Yeah, he was.
On the train. Whoa.
He was. He's the guy who was a miner.
Wow. So V and possibly Total Recall are connected.
There we go.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. And now we know how Radchek lost his arm.
Made me the man I am today.
That's right. Actually, I wonder if that was one of the inspirations for only giving the character one arm in Starship Troopers. It's the same director and a lot of production staff.
A lot of the same cast as well.
Yeah.
Oh man, if Rob Bottin would have worked on that film.
Again, this just seems really convenient that he would suddenly be waiting by the device with a gun.
Yeah, right next to the MacGuffin.
Mm.
It's like video game levels, isn't it?
It is. And that's a
ticking time bomb as well.
Yeah. Because I mean the whole thing being sold to him, the whole dream being sold to him is this, get the babe, save the planet, you're deep undercover, everything is exactly, so you don't know. Gary saying, see you at the watch party, Richter. And Immortal Rumus is saying, it's looking more like a dream the further in he goes. Yeah. It's like he's so
just can't get rid of a bum.
He's just so damn heroic with everything. Yeah, exactly. Sharon's saying the only way this scene would work is if Cohagen didn't know where the device was and needed Quaid to lead him to it. Otherwise, Cohagen would have destroyed it. Unless the device can't be destroyed. Or it's the company thing. Put your alien's head on and think, they're thinking, how can we monetize this? How can we make money from this machine? Mad Matt, Invaders from Mars is on the list. It's further down the list, but it is on the list of movies we will cover at some point.
Hell yeah. Can't go wrong with my boy, Toby. He's warning Arnie about the, ruining the core of the planet. Everyone will die. You fool.
Yeah. And the alternative ending to Total Recall, the whole planet, just everyone dies on it as soon as he turns the machine on, the planet explodes. But then he causes a gravitational change in the solar system with Mars vanishing. It causes the Earth to plow into the sun. It's just like, well, that went wrong, didn't it? Still very cool, though, the whole idea. Immortal Rumus, go to aliens-expanded.com and you can sign up for updates further on the project, please. But yeah,
unfollow the socials.
Unfollow the socials. Fraglord's saying gamma radiation. Imagine Arnie as a Hulk. Well, apart from Arnie was one of the people considered to play the Incredible Hulk in the 1970s, what would probably happen is he'd shrink and he'd turn into a Hulk. Ugh.
Oh, oh, my ankles hurt watching that.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh. Exactly, James. And this is a replay of his nightmare from the start of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. It's very fortunate as well. They weren't actually laying on top of those tremendous jets of steam to be catapulted into the atmosphere. Yeah, because it's worth noting that the people there wouldn't really have any oxygen until such time as the windows shattered, because the atmosphere is forming on the outside.
So it's leaving them in a bubble of non-air.
Non-air. Arnie does seem to be lasting a lot longer with no air than Cohagen did.
Yeah.
It's probably worth noting that it's not the air that's causing his eyes to pop out. It's supposedly the vacuum and the lack of oxygen.
Yeah, the vacuum.
Well, it's the vacuum, not the lack of oxygen. So I don't know.
I like to think their heads would just stay the same size.
Yeah.
And they have eye stalks now. That's convenient, actually. The pressure shatters the windows.
Well, technically, it possibly would, because the vacuum would be, yeah, potentially it could. If it was much lower pressure on the inside than it was on the outside.
Well, that's what happens in space when anything ruptures. It's not space sucking you out. It's the pressure inside blowing you out. See, we're giving you all science lessons here as well. Don't say we don't teach you anything.
Certainly got a bit of science with your sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yep, Chaosphere. Glass cuts being reported on all decks. No one can walk around barefoot for years on Mars.
They release was it Goza? I almost said Zool.
I'm also missing an interesting guest for a watch party with scientists. That is something I have been looking at doing at some point. I mean, we've had from computer science. We've actually had my friend, Dr. Andrew Armstrong, for a computer-related watch parties, as he is actually a real doctor in computer science. But an actual scientist is something I am looking at for a suitable watch party. Yep, Calbot. And then a Tesla with a spacesuit driving astronaut robot thing just crushes them. I mean, it's a cool ending, isn't it?
It is. It's beautiful.
But it's a dream, isn't it? It's very much like a dream ending. Exactly, James. It's like a dream.
For the longest time, that one actor with the bit of chest hair, I thought that was like a scar, not hair. Sandworm just pops up.
Yeah. Now the economy of the planet collapses.
Destroyed.
Yeah. Yep. Well, James is saying, and then Doug Quaid woke up to be in a permanent vegetative state. Well, actually, did he wake up?
He never did get that drink with his mates.
They should just put a subtitle at the end. And Doug Quaid never returned home. that would just be brilliant.
That would, yeah.
Okay, everybody, that was Total Recall. What a fun movie that was. So I think you know my sort of theories throughout it. Dom, give me your theories, and in YouTube and Discord, tell me where you think the film went, and I'll relay some of your theories.
Likewise, I agree with you. I believe that it's all a horrible accident that happens in Quaid's head.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun. It's fun to watch and compare and say this could be proof of it being real. This could be proof of it being a dream. And that's the beauty of it. There's no real proof one way or another, and you can see it from both sides, and it makes perfect sense.
It really does. It really does. I mean, more from instance saying he wakes up to find himself an old man. Lizard Man is saying, I'm still of the opinion this was a dream, but I'm wondering if it actually went bad at this point and whether or not Quaid is okay. And then Eric is saying, great, had a great time. Fraglord saying, this should be note after the credits with his manager putting up a note saying worker needed. That'd be great. Robin's asking, what is the next movie next week? Well, next week it is The Last Starfighter, which is an all-time childhood favorite of mine. It's just brilliant, that film, and I can't wait for it. But just a Total Recall, which is just fantastic. This has been a dream film for us to do. I know Robin was really, really eager for this. And I know you really like Last Starfighter as well. Exactly. Everyone's going to be joining us next week. James Hellier says the Blu-ray for Total Recall has great commentary. Verhoeven explains that it was all a dream, much to the surprise of Arnie, who thinks it was all real. But that's brilliant. If the lead actor and the director cannot agree on the movie, not the movie, well, on the way the movie's gone, on the story, that's what's great about it.
Inception. It's Arnie's dream about playing a movie where he's on Mars.
Wow. That would be tremendous. It would be. It's just so many layers. Don't stay awake tonight, everyone, thinking about this. Don't be lying awake just trying to work out all the crazy theories and how deep you could go, because it's just insane. But everybody, Rob Bottin's name on screen. Yep. Fantastic work. Just I wish the film had another half hour to it, this film. It just, I know. It flies by.
It's gone by really quick.
It really has been so enjoyable. But thank you again, Dom, for joining us, as always. But next week, we're back with Last Starfighter. So everybody, please take care of each other, stay safe, and we'll see you in 7 days. Bye-bye.
See you then.